Hola, guys. Welcome back to another edition of What's Poppin' the podcast on 93.9 WKYS. I am Deja Perez, and I am frickin' lated to have this woman sitting next to me. She's like my new bestie in my head, but her name is Lena Chase, and I'm so excited for you to be here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, so for those who don't know you, they're about to know you, but tell everyone who you are and what you do.
Well, my name is Lena Chase, and I started out in the industry as a makeup artist. And I did Wale's Pretty Girls video, and ever since then, it kind of just snowballed from there. I did, oh my gosh, I've done so many videos. I hate talking about myself. It's really hard for me to do, but I've done book covers, I've done music videos, I've done all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So yeah.
Makes sense. All right. And of course, you're absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. You are too.
So, oh, bless your heart.
Thank
So,
you.
I wanted to bring you on the show because we met a while back, and I was kind of explaining to you that I struggle with this curvy girl situation that I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
And you own it with such confidence, and you wear it so amazingly well. And I was hoping you could provide some insight to how you got here, how you got such body confidence and some just overall confidence.
Oh my God, Deja, it's been a long road, and I'm human and I have good days and I have bad days, but I just try to stay in a place of gratefulness, and that really keeps me grounded. Also, being in the industry, you have to kind of develop a tough skin. I've been called every name in the book from people
Seriously?
who don't know me. Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely. I've been called every name in the book, and it really makes you develop a thick kind of elephant-like skin. You have to, otherwise people will dictate your happiness. People will drive you insane. So you have to have a balance. So I would say that's what helped me, honestly, is the industry helped me develop a thick skin.
So, when you were younger, were you as curvy as you are now?
I've always been curvy. I've always been, the chunky girl out of the group. I've always been the thickest. And for a long time, I hated it. I hated myself. And it reflected in the choices that I made in men and just things that I would do to myself, decisions that I made in my life. And then I reached a point where I realized that I'm awesome. And the things that make me different from other people are the things that actually make me a gem. They make me special. So you get to a point in your life where you learn to embrace yourself and the things that make you special.
So on those days that you are having a not so great day and you try to hold on to the gratitude and the gratefulness of it all, do you have like affirmations, or how do you push through that?
Honestly, meditation.
Really?
And it's difficult because when you first wake up in the morning, the first thing you want to do is, check your text messages, check your Instagram. And it's kind of something that you have to force yourself to do. You have to force yourself to love on yourself, because we live in a society that's so fast paced. You kind of forget that you got to take care of you first.
Which is hard.
It is very hard. You literally have to make it a habit. You have to tell yourself, okay, Lena, put the phone down. Go into the living room, burn your sage, meditate, set your intentions for the day, set your intentions for the month and the year. And honestly, it makes a huge difference. It really does. It really does. In the way that I interact with myself as well as with others.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, what people don't, I think, necessarily know about you, because I feel like when you're this beautiful and you're this curvy and you're, all eyes on you all the time, people don't realize that you are a really smart woman.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So how do you combat that kind of stereotype? Like, well, yeah, she's beautiful, but she ain't got nothing up top. You obviously do, but how do you combat that?
You have to show it. You have to show it. For a long time, I was very quiet and I stayed to myself. And even on my social media, I didn't push my intelligence so much to the forefront. It was more physical. But I got tired of that. You can only, feed people BS for so long. I mean, they want to see something else. And not only that, I wanted to encourage other young women that were looking up to me to let them know that it's okay to be sexy. It's okay to own your sexuality. It's okay to be intelligent. It's okay to be multifaceted. It's okay to be a multitude of things. I think that that's what makes women so beautiful and so strong, is that we can do so many things at once. So why hide that? I'm educated, I'm cultured, I'm Puerto Rican and I'm Black. I speak Spanish. I speak English. I'm working on learning sign language.
Dope.
So I just want to learn, and I want to teach as much as I can, and I want women to not be afraid of who they are.
So it's like a continuous development, a continuous
Absolutely.
growth.
Listen, if you're not learning, if you're not, feeding yourself knowledge, that's a very slow, horrible death. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. The world is so vast, and people are so intriguing, and there's so many things to learn and foods to try and places to go, and that just feeds into how interesting of a person that you can be.
Absolutely. Now, why sign language? Which I think is really dope, by the way.
It's interesting. My brother married a woman who's deaf. And they actually fell in love before they could communicate. So they have 2 children, and both of which they can sign fluently before they were even able to speak.
Wow.
Because people think that babies cry just to cry, but they're crying because they can't speak. But they don't speak because their voice boxes are not developed yet.
Oh.
But they're capable of signing. So my 2 nephews have been doing sign language since infancy. I have it on video. It's fascinating. So I want to be able to and they're both of hearing, so they can talk and they can sign, but I just want to be able to communicate.
Wow, that's interesting.
It's really cool.
Okay, so sorry, that was a random sidebar. Okay, let's get back to this whole body image.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in this day and age, you have these young girls that are on social media and they're inundated with these messages of their body's not good enough, or they need to have surgery, or what would be your suggestion for us older, a little bit, obviously older than like a 13-year-old girl, right? Like, what kind of suggestion could you give to help us combat that?
You just have to really own who you are. If there's something about you that you don't like physically, change it. Change it. It's really that simple. But what people fail to realize is that during the transition of changing something that you don't like physically about yourself, you gotta love yourself at every stage you're at. Period. Period.
Okay.
Because if you don't, you'll fall into this web of self-hatred. I've done things to my body. I'm going to be completely honest. But I've had to love myself at every stage. Even when I didn't like my breasts, or I didn't like this, or I didn't like that, I still had to love myself and honor myself through those stages. You have to. You have to. Otherwise, you'll fall into a depression.
That is the hard part.
It is. But you have to make it a habit to do things to feed yourself. Like I said, I meditate. That's very important to me. I make sure I take 10 minutes out every day to do it. Otherwise, I feel lost.
Now, when you, how did you even, people say meditate all the time. And every time I've made even the slightest attempt at meditating, I'll sit there, I'll try to be quiet, and then my mind gets to racing on all the things. I could be doing this. Don't forget to do this. I got to do that. And then I'll be like, dude, you're supposed to be quiet. And then I'll be quiet for seconds, and then it'll go back
But that's okay. That's okay. What you got to realize is, okay, I'm human. You can't, if you're sitting there not thinking of anything, you're dead. Let's be honest.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So when you're meditating and your mind wanders, just bring it back. Just remind yourself, okay, let me bring it back to a peaceful place. Let me stop thinking about that. But naturally, your mind is going to wander.
Okay, because I thought it was just my ADHD kicking in, and I was like, this is just not meant for me.
No. Just remind yourself to bring it back. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you meditate, is it chants that you do, or is it just quiet time?
I sit in silence. I burn my sage. I open my windows, and I let out the bad energy, and I welcome in the good energy. I think about the things that I want to release, the people that I want to release, the things that I want to release. Any negativity, and I let it go.
So speaking of the comments, like we talked about before, right? And you're on Instagram, right? Because there are a lot of trolls, there are a lot of haters, and there are a lot of people that just, they feel big and bad because can't nobody see them. And how do you, I equate it to Beyonce, right? People come for you guys and they don't even know you. They don't personally know you. How do you handle that? I know you have a thick skin, but we're human, right? At some point, some of that stuff is got to bother you, or do you just block? I don't see it. I block.
Trolls never get to me.
Okay, good.
Actually, you know what it is? I think because I'm a minor in psychology, I understand the human mind, and I understand that when people hurt people, it's because they're hurting. So I really don't take it personally. Not only that, they don't know me, so ain't no way in hell they talking to me.
True.
They're talking to who they think I am, but that's not real. So I can't internalize that, because if I do, I'll go nuts. You know, I'll go nuts. So I understand that they're not talking to me. They're talking to who they think I am. And that's ridiculous. So I can't own that.
I'm not mad at that. Okay, fair enough. So another question is, you know, you're beautiful, you're voluptuous, you're all these things. Do you find it hard to have male friends, or do you find it hard to have female friends who have men and they're afraid, you know, their man's gonna take one look at you and be like, yeah, I'm good on you, I want Lena?
You know what? As far as my female friends' boyfriends, I'm a girl's girl. I also understand the mind of a man, not to group all men together, but to generalize. So I don't really, and I hate to minimize myself, but I really don't even give my girlfriends, boyfriends like eye contact. I don't.
So you're very conscientious of it.
I'm very with that. I'm very black and white with that. We're not severe boundaries.
Gotcha.
Severe boundaries.
Gotcha. Okay.
As far as having male friends, I don't really have male friends that aren't gay. Just to be honest with you. Okay. Because I'm not interested in having friends that want to have sex with me in the back of their mind. That's not what friends do. I'm not interested in that, because then everything we do is kind of biased. You know, I can't come to you for advice. I can't talk to you about other male, you know, any
like male interests,
problems I'm having. Just it's just going to be a biased situation. So I just keep myself out of that. All my male friends are pretty much gay.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So what kind of advice would you give to a young girl that wants to get into this industry?
If you want to get in this industry, you're going to have to know exactly who you are. So I suggest that before you get in this game, you spend a lot of time with yourself and you fall in love with yourself. Because if you don't, it will swallow you whole. And that's the bottom line. Surround yourself with people that love you. Surround yourself with people who are going to tell you the truth. And work out. That would be my advice. Work out. I work out all the time.
Do you?
Not only does it keep my body tight, I'm thick, but I got to stay, you know, fit.
Tight.
But it helps me with any stress or any stress that I'm dealing with through social media or whatever the case may be.
How do you manage to fit in workouts with your crazy, hectic travel schedule?
I put myself first.
Oh,
period.
I have so much to learn, Lena.
I put myself first, but it took a long time. It took a long time to get there. I'm not going to lie to you. You just have to put yourself first. You literally have to make it a habit, like I said. You got to take that 30 minutes, 45 minutes, hour out for you. Because you can't, and I hate to keep using this line, but you literally cannot pour from an empty cup. There's nothing in there to pour out to give to other people. You know, you have to water your own garden so that you can water other people.
True. Absolutely. I cannot thank you enough. I want you to give everyone your social media. Okay. And before we do that, though, do you have anything up and coming? Do you have any projects that you're working on that you want people to know about?
Yeah, actually, on Tuesday, I'll be in New York City. Robin V, she's Rico Love's wife. And she is a well-known photographer in the industry, female photographer, which I love. Her vision is just phenomenal. But anyway, so we are working together. We're doing a photographic exhibit in New York City in Soho. Wow. You can find the information on my Instagram. My Instagram is I am Miss Chase. That's IAM MISSCHASE. Oh my gosh. I am Miss Chase. But yeah, so I'll be doing that on Tuesday. I'll be in New York.
Okay.
And other than that, really, I really don't know where I'm going. I just kind of trust the universe. I trust my intentions. I trust that I am good to people, so they're good to me.
Absolutely.
And things just keep coming my way. I really don't have any plans. I just focus on being present.
So I am 100% a fan, 100% your supporter.
Thank
and
you.
I did want to ask, so I am in the process of trying to create an organization. There are a lot of organizations out there that help support body image and promote, having a positive body image. But I'm really trying to do one that focuses on our preteen, teenage girls. Yeah. So as I get further along, I'm definitely going to reach out to you.
Reach out to me. That means the world to me. I remember being, a teenager, and just being so confused all the time, like feeling like I lived in a cloud of just confusion. And if I can help young women to see themselves better, I will do whatever I can.
Oh, you're the best. You're the absolute best.
Thank you.
All right, give everyone your IG once again.
Okay, my IG is I am Miss Chase. I'm not going to spell it again because I haven't had sleep today.
And I cannot thank you enough for being a part of this. Thank you so much for everything. And thanks, guys, for joining us for another edition of What's Poppin' the podcast on 93.9 WKYS.